Hi, my math people. Let's get into lesson 2, complementary and supplementary angles. These are two more angle relationships. When we have angles that are complementary to each other, that means that the sum of their measures is 90 degrees. If we take a look above at these examples, we have a 30-degree angle and a 60-degree angle. These angles complement each other because when I add 30 plus 60 together, it equals 90. Now let's look over at angles 1 and 2. Now we don't necessarily know their measures, but we know that together they form a right angle. And how many degrees is a right angle? 90 degrees. So I know that angle 1 is complementary to angle 2. Now supplementary angles are when the sum of the two measures of the angles is 180. So let's take a look at our examples. We have a 135-degree angle and a 45-degree angle. If I add those together, it equals 180. So these angles are supplementary to each other. Let's look over angle 3 is supplementary to angle 4 because together they form a straight angle, which equals 180. Again, I don't necessarily know what angle 3 or 4's measures are, but I know they form a straight angle, so I know they're supplementary to each other. Real quick, a tip or a hint in a way to remember these. When I look at complementary, I see complement. That's the right thing to do, is complement somebody. So when I think complementary, I think right angle. Supplementary, I think straight angle. Supplementary, straight. Let's go through these examples together down here. We're telling whether they're complementary, supplementary, or maybe they're neither. Maybe they don't equal 90 or 180. So we have a 70-degree angle and a 110-degree angle. If I add those measures together, I in fact get 180 degrees, which is telling me that these two angles are supplementary to one another. And I'm going to abbreviate. I don't mind if you do that in the future. Next, we have a 41-degree angle and a 49-degree angle. If I add those together, and again, use a calculator, go for it, you should get 90 degrees. So again, now that is telling us their relationship is complementary. They complement one another. And it looked like they formed a right angle. We just had to double check that. And our last example, I have a 128-degree angle plus a 62-degree angle. Add those together and you get 190. Uh-oh, that's not 90, or is it 180? So these relationships are neither. They're not complementary, nor are they supplementary to one another. That's all you needed to do. And then these last two examples, we're again going to classify them as supplementary or complementary. They are going to be one or the other, and then we're going to find X. This first one, I notice that they're forming a right angle. There's my red little box in the corner, so I know that these are complementary to one another, which is telling me that together, if I find the sum of these two angles, it equals 90. So I'm setting up that equation. And now I'm going to solve for X. When I divide 54 by 4, I get X to equal 13 and a half. In our last example, these two angle measures are forming a straight angle this time, meaning that they are supplementary to each other. So this is telling me that these are a supplementary relationship, and that if I add these angles together, it should equal 180. So now combine your like terms and solve for X. Add 4 to both sides, and now divide 184 by 2. You will get X to equal 92. So we told their relationships and we found X. So we are done. That is it for lesson 2.